Jay here, full-time Devils. This is the Manchester City preview. United face the Blues in the first leg of the semi-final of the League Cup. Joining me are Cal.
Hello again.
Hello again. And Shane, also known as the United Man.
Yes, indeed. How are we doing?
We've just had the most exciting, mouth-watering, toe-curling watch-along ever as United graced Molineux with what can only be described as an absolutely epic game, which resulted in a 0-0 draw in the FA Cup. So we're going to do a quick preview of the City game. We've got Adam McCullough, who's over in Germany for the under-19s, and the games are coming thick and fast. So we'll have the Skype previews back soon, but in the meantime, we're doing a quick preview for the City game, and I'm sure we're all looking forward to it with bated breath after the performance we just witnessed. Cal, obviously we've gone to Wolves, we had a 0-0, we rested a few players. Those players are going to be coming back in for the City game. Does that give you a bit more confidence now, the fact that we've rested some of our players and that Ollie's sort of set his stall out that obviously takes the City game a little bit more seriously than he took the FA Cup game?
Do you know what? Yeah, to an extent, it does give me a bit more confidence in terms of when we're playing the better teams, because we seem to do well against them. I mean, the amount of points we took off teams above us in the league this season, hopefully we can carry that over to a cup competition. But City play the way we want them to play, so whereas we can go and counter-attack them, hopefully they continue that on Tuesday, I think, and then hopefully we can get a win and do what we did to them at the Etihad the other week.
Yeah.
Shane, how much confidence do you think the team can take from the last performance against City, which was arguably our best performance of the season? Do you think that's something that you can, even though it was like, over a month ago now, whatever it is, do you think that's something you can still hold on to and say, look, we went to the Etihad, we played as well as we played all season, we deserved our win, we've got nothing to fear with this City team? Do you think that, or do you think that enough time has passed now where you can't really hold on to that result too much?
No, I do. In all honesty, for the big games, as Cal said, we'll raise it. I'm not concerned about that, and the fact that we beat them as well, it would have only served, like you said, to give the lads a bit of confidence to show yeah, we can actually beat the best, which ultimately for now they're still the champions. But I think, for example, the big test would have been Raheem Sterling up against Wan-Bissaka. Obviously, Raheem Sterling was in scintillating form, still is, and in all honesty, Wan-Bissaka had him in his back pocket. So again, as Cal said, the fact that they kind of play into our hands, because they're going to be coming at us, they've got the ball dominant players, it's going to be, I hope it'll be more of the same, and we will catch them, because defensively they're not great either, so we will have our opportunities as well.
What do you think this could do for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer this game? Because we have this conversation before every game and after every game. We've just done a watch along where we drew with a very good Wolves side, and people I know might be a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but I think some of them weren't actually, saying this shows the manager's out of his depth, this shows Ollie's tactically inept and all that sort of stuff. Beating City and maybe getting to a cup final, what do you think that could do for Ollie? Do you think that does anything in terms of his longevity at this club?
Do you know what? Being pessimistic, I don't think it does much. I think you're still going to get fans calling his name. I think you're still going to get fans calling him tactically naive, even though he's bested the likes of Guardiola, Lampard, all these. He's the only manager who took points off Klopp this season. But again, you're still going to get a lot of Ollie out of the grade coming out saying, oh, he's not good enough, he's out of his depth, he's tactically inept, all that. I get that. I don't think a win against City is going to change that. A cup arguably could. A cup win arguably could. But I still think he's just going to come across the same issues in terms of the fan base anyway.
We're talking about the fan base. I've never known United fans to be so divided, but one thing we can all sort of rally around is a game against City. Surely it's got to at least give the fans a boost if we can get a result, especially at Old Trafford as well, where you need to be beating your rivals. And as Cal mentioned earlier, it pains me to say this because it shows a little bit of how far we've fallen. But we are the only team to take points off Liverpool. Old Trafford, we have beaten some of the big teams. Do you think that can give if not the whole club or whatever a boost, but at least the fans something to smile about? Do you think that can sort of rally the troops?
I think ultimately, from where we go from this point onwards, so that's coming up against Liverpool, obviously City. I think if we can, especially because we're at home, I feel like our performances need to be up there as well, because obviously we're losing some very strange games, i.e. Watford. Obviously, I know we was away at the Emirates, but I still felt like we had enough to do Arsenal. So I feel like being at home to City and it being a derby, we not only have to win, but we have to show our performance like we did against them at the Etihad before. So for me, if we can actually perform in that game and our big hitters perform, I think they'll show that they can lead the way. And if we do get the win, I think it will give us a little bit more momentum because we can show it wasn't just a one-off game. So if we get the win against City, yeah, it can build some momentum.
Do you think Ollie still needs to put all his sort of eggs in one basket and go for the City game with his strongest team? Now we're still in the FA Cup, we've got this replay. Does he say that's the game for the kids and we go for it in the FA Cup, in the League Cup game? Sorry.
Yeah, I'd probably. Well, I made the argument anyway in another video. I think saying, I mean, the League Cup's probably our best chance of a trophy. I can't really see it changing. The only issue we've got this time in terms of our best team against City in the start of December was the likes of McTominay playing. You know, we've relied on him a lot this season, and he's out injured for a month and a half, something like that. I don't know if Mike has got it in him to do the same role. So I think it's going to be a different game this time. I think City are really going to be up for it because we beat them last time. We've just got to show that we've got what it takes to do it again, really.
How much of a worry is it for you, Shane, that midfield problem that Cal's just highlighted? The fact you haven't got Paul Pogba, you haven't got Scott McTominay, two of you starting midfield three. Okay, Pogba didn't play at the Etihad, but to lose McTominay as well, I mean, you know, you look relying on the likes of Nemanja Matic, maybe Jesse Lingard in midfield or Andreas Pereira. I mean, you know, against that City midfield, it isn't great.
I think one thing we've not done all season is be in possession of the ball a lot. So I don't feel like that's going to be a major factor. Even in the game where we did beat them, again, I think, what was it? We had 30% possession of the ball. So for me, in terms of retaining possession, that's not really a massive issue. It's more creating the opportunities on the break that will be the thing where's that going to come from? Because with McTominay, he both brought the sort of the heart of Man United and also the fight, determination, and a little bit of quality that we've seen from his past and improving this year. So we will miss that. Ultimately, we just got to laterally be able to screen, and then when we do get the opportunity to break, just knock the ball into space and let Rashford, Martial, Dan James or Greenwood do their thing, really. So in terms of McTominay being out and conceding possession of the ball, I'm not too worried about that.
We'll get into the predicted 11. Cal, I'll start with you. Give us your starting 11 for the game against City at Old Trafford.
The realistic one or the one I'd want?
Give us the realistic one.
The realistic one, I'd probably go.
The is predicted, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, like, I know I always point out, someone was moaning in the comments, why do you always point this out? Because people comment, like, well, why have you put Young, you know, why have you put... It's what you think the manager is going to pick.
What
so,
I think Ollie will do is I think he'll go back to De Gea in net. You're probably looking at Wan-Bissaka right back, Lindelof and Maguire again. He'll probably revert back to Shaw at left back, which is I personally wouldn't do. I'd rather see Williams there.
No,
but
I agree.
You're probably looking again, Mike and Fred in the midfield with McTominay being out. Probably Lingard, because I thought Lingard was really good in the league game. I thought he actually was.
I agree.
I thought he really was. So I'll play Lingard.
Are you laughing at that?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, fair enough.
I am. No, I'll tell you for why. Because there was a lot of people that didn't agree. They just thought because he'd not been playing good as of late, it just reminded me. Everyone thought, he's just going to be revert to type and just not perform at all. So and I was the only one to say no. He done well. He done really well. Do you know what I mean?
We did a preview. I think it was me, Housen, and Gaz, and we all picked him because we thought these are the types of games where Jesse can sort of raise his game a little bit. The bigger games he tends to turn up in, not all the time, but most of the time. So we all picked him, and everyone was going mad saying, "Well, Lingard, he won't start. Why have you picked him?"
Yeah, but again, people need to remember who do you pick instead?
Exactly.
That's the
I mean?
thing.
It's
What's
not
the alternative?
You know, you've not got like an abundance of attacking midfielders there that you can throw in. Who's your front three?
See, this way I'm a bit... I don't know. I think you're probably looking at Rashford on the left and Martial up front, but it's that right side. I don't know whether he'd go for Greenwood or... I think the fact that... Saying that, Greenwood and James both started today, so I'd probably pick Greenwood. I don't know why, but I'd probably just go with him. But he could probably go James. But it's a toss-up between those two on the right.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
Shane, who's your starting 11? Start at the back, obviously.
He will go back with De Gea in goal.
Really?
I think he will. I'd like
even after that stunning performance by
from the world's
Argentina's premier goalkeeper.
I'd like to see, because obviously Romero being what he is, I'd like to see it again. You know, there'd be some justification to if you perform well, there's an opportunity there for you in my best 11, so to speak. But he'll go back with De Gea. Same as Cal, really. Back to Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof. I think he'll go Fred. Unfortunately, there's no real other alternative other than Matic, and I think he will start with Pereira. I do in that hole because I feel like with Lindelof, I think he's in the sort of like the firing light at the moment. So I think he's going to take him out. I'd like to see Pereira out of the squad, let alone the start 11. But there you go.
Shows you where we're at, doesn't it? Really,
it really does.
I
just feel like he has this thing for Pereira. I do not know why. I don't know what he bases.
I think that thing might be lack of other players that are available.
But then you've got...
It's the only thing you can think of, really. Sure.
Well, I don't know, but like Mata, in terms of his intelligence, I know he doesn't have the legs, but in terms of what he needs to do in terms of creating, but I suppose against City, he's going to look for legs, isn't he? And I'd say Dan James. Yeah, I suppose he'll get a nod over Mason Greenwood, and then obviously Martial and Rashford making up the rest.
Though, there is a doubt about Martial playing up front because he was sent home, wasn't he? And if he doesn't recover, you could be looking at possibly Greenwood going up front.
Yeah,
so that could be the.
Do you know with Greenwood up front though? I don't know. Like the holding up side of things, especially in that type of game. Like I agree with you. It'd be better for Martial, but in terms of Greenwood. His hold up play, it's so like today. He wasn't really a number 9, was he? It's just
no. He kept coming really deep to retrieve the ball, didn't he?
He did. He was almost like a midfielder against Wolves at Molineux. For my start 11, I'm probably gonna go with De Gea, even though it's travesty. I go De Gea. I think the back four. It does pick itself. Even though I'm with you, I would like to see Brandon Williams keep his place. But I do think he'll bring Luke Shaw back in. I think that's why he played Brandon Williams against Wolves. So your back four is going to be Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire. Although Harry Maguire may have had a knock at Wolves when we're recording this, as far as we know he's fit, he did seem to have a little bit of a niggle, didn't he?
Well,
so
it depends what centre-back he puts in place.
Yeah, exactly. So we never know. We might see Phil Jones getting a start against City, which fills us all with confidence and optimism. So left back, I'll go with Luke Shaw. In the holding midfield, positions, I'll go with Fred, and I'm with you, Shane. I think it'll be Pereira. As a sort of number 10, do you know what? Yeah, I'll go with Gomez. I'll just suck it. Why not?
You're joking? You're having a laugh.
Go on.
You're having an absolute laugh.
To be fair, that might be why he left out today.
Oh my God!
Listen.
Game for you.
Hey, you want to go to Barca? No. City. Hey, I've been saying you all season for the semi-final against the champions. Come on, son.
Wow.
Hey, there you go. All his man management 101. Next thing you know, next day we win and Gomez signs contract for the rest of his life at United.
That was fairy all along, wasn't it?
Fairy tale.
So I'm going to go with Angel Gomez going in there in the number 10 role. And the front three I will go with, obviously, Marcus on the left. I pray to God that Anthony Martial is fit and recovered from any illness he may or may not have. And I will go with Dan James on the right. I know you're right, he did start. But I think, again, lack of options and the fact that this is a Manchester City team where you need your best players to play. So I can only allow myself one sort of slight gamble with Gomez. And I'll go with Dan James.
You really thinking that he'll play Gomez?
Maybe. I think he might just be forced into thinking, you know what?
You're just getting my hopes up. You are now.
You know what? That's I need something different. Jesse's been off the boil. I know he played well at the Etihad, and with you both on that, I thought that was his best game for a long time. But against Arsenal, which I felt was a game he needed to turn up in, and he didn't. And I just feel like I actually think that this sounds crazy, and forgive me, but I actually think it's less of a risk playing Gomez than it is playing Jesse right now.
Really? Jesse is under the firing line at the minute. He's not performed for a while, and with the interviews he's given recently, he's always having family troubles. It probably is for the best if that was to happen.
Yeah, and I think let's not forget as well, if Jesse doesn't play, he'll be on the bench. And you could give Gomez 45 minutes and you can say, right, go on, son, show us what you're made of. And if he's having a stinker and you think, the occasion's got to him or whatever, then you have got, obviously, an experienced player to bring on. But yeah, I think you've got to do something different here in this game with the amount of games we've got, the amount of players that potentially aren't fit. So I think that could be my sort of wild card.
Does Oli have it in him, though, to do something different?
I don't know. He's made change Danny Oli, but he's usually made him when his hand's been forced slightly. Like in Paris, I know we always go on about it, but when everyone, we had a lot of injuries and suspended. Exactly. Everyone was suspended and people. Sorry, Pogba was suspended and other players were injured. He was sort of forced to do that. I know he does give young players a chance, but more often than not, it's like, well, okay, sort of we're a bit threadbare, so I'll throw someone in. I think that when you look at some of the other options, you know, Matic, the wrong side of 30, they've played a lot of games recently, especially Matic. I don't know if you can throw him in against City. I really don't. I think he'll be knackered. Talking of City, they haven't had a great season by their recent standards, but they are still, on their day, one of the best teams on the planet.
Yeah, they are.
If you have to sort of, I mean, you could basically pick anyone out of that team. If you look at that team, who are the players or the player that sort of fills you with the most dread?
De Bruyne, without a doubt. I mean, I think anyone would be stupid enough to not want it. He'd get in probably any team in the world. I think he really would. Yeah. He's probably in the top 5 or 10 players in the world at the minute. He's amazing, except for the fact that every time I put him in my fantasy league, he decides not to do anything.
It's a shame. Does it count the League Cups, the fantasy team? Does it?
No.
Will you put a bet on him now? I'm not encouraging gambling, but you know, just bang any money you can spare on him to score and play well.
Nah, I can't ever bet against United, even though they never ever win me any freaking money.
I just don't put him in my bets. That's all. I leave him out.
Yeah, I do. I've stopped putting United in my account about 2013, May 2013, I think.
You just knew, couldn't you? You could look into the future.
Shane, I know we all agree with Cal. De Bruyne, definitely one player you fear. Anyone else in that City team that you're thinking, I don't know how we're going to cope with him, or he's a real worry for me?
You know who always crops up, and now I'm always glad that he starts on the bench most of the time, is Riyad Mahrez, because whenever he comes on, that's not just against us, any team, he's so dynamic, technically gifted. I hate when he plays off the right, because ultimately he can go either way, but when he does come in on his left foot,
it's like he doesn't have a weak foot, does he?
He doesn't, and he's so accurate. So for him to be coming off City's bench and he's that much quality, I'm like, yeah, it just goes to show. It really does.
Jesse Lingard's coming off the bench.
It just shows you, doesn't it, really? The difference they've got, like their £60 million record signing who's probably going to be on the bench, and we've got a lad who's completely out of form and went a whole calendar year without a shot on target or a goal, whatever it was. He's where we're at a minute as Manchester United. I agree with both of you. I think Mahrez and De Bruyne are both players that can potentially win City the game. I also think, you mentioned earlier that Wan-Bissaka had Sterling in his pocket, but Sterling for me is the type of player that can play almost anywhere along the front three.
He can.
So if he sort of drifts over to our left-hand side, then we could be in all sorts of trouble.
Well, in previous years, you look at Aguero, wouldn't you? But you never know if he's going to play, do you?
He's been up and down with his injuries and that lot as well. So yeah.
Just before I wrap up, guys, score predictions.
I think there's going to be goals of 2-2.
2-2, Shane.
3-2 United.
3-2 United. I was going to go something like 3. I'm going to go with 3-1 United. Positivity. That's what we want. Guys.
So 2 wins and a draw.
Exactly. Cal, where can people find you?
Get me on Twitter @_CalStone and me blog theunitedroad.home.blog. There you go.
Well worth checking out. Some great articles on there. And Shane?
Mainly on YouTube, The United Man. Like I say, uploading 3-4 times a week there, so that's where you mainly find me.
Good stuff. I've been Jay. This has been a Full-Time Devils Manchester City preview. Don't forget to hit subscribe. We will have a live watch along for the game. We'll have fan cams. We'll have a phone-in reaction as well, so you can air all your joy after we've beaten City as well. Get involved in that. Thanks for watching.